10 years ago, we seen one of the fakest first seeds in NBA history. The 2015 Atlanta Hawks, the team that won 60 games, the team that had 4 players make an all-star team. And ultimately, even with all of that, the team that still had no shot at beating one man.
Disrespect with what made you do that, brother?
Nigga, we was losing. Shit, I'm a sore loser. Motherfucker, he was beating I ain't win a playoff game against that nigga ever. I was sick of the shit.
Now for me as a fan, this was the first time where I realized exactly how bad the Eastern Conference truly was. And when you look deeper, specifically at this century, it gets even worse. In 2015, the Cavaliers, without LeBron's 2 other All-Stars, they swept the first seed. And to me, what makes this even worse is exactly how many times this one man basically did this very same thing.
We're speechless, Hubie Brown.
I think we played them first round, got whooped up, and then they played y'all, I think, that second round.
Y'all both were struggling playing against LeBron.
Man, what? It's over.
They swept us 4-0.
Yeah, we swept too.
Yeah.
We got swept too. Shit.
We know this happened. LeBron made 8 straight finals and basically breezed through the entire 2010s Eastern Conference. But as great as this actually sounds, let me really unpack why some people don't really value this. LeBron in the 2010s alone, he played the first seed in the Eastern Conference 4 times in his 8 straight finals run. Do you know what his record is against these first seeds? 16-4. Meanwhile, in the playoffs, in this exact same span against the superior conference, he's 18-27. Now, this discrepancy between conferences has really been a major issue really since Michael Jordan left. But this year specifically, it's an all-time bad. My boy Don made this video last year, basically about why the East has really felt weak our entire lives. And one epiphany that video kind of gave me is really how exactly what just happened in these last playoffs has really been the theme of the East for the last 25 years. Bro, from the 80s all the way up until the 2000s, the majority of the NBA championships came from the East. During that 20-year span, we had a variety of different all-time teams that came from the East. In that 20-year span, 12 out of 20 NBA championships came from the East. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. The NFL and basically all the sports are creeping up, my favorite time of year. And if you want a chance to see your favorite teams and players live as everything ramps back up, my friends over at SeatGeek has you covered. All you have to do is use my promo code Swishout2025 to get 10% off any tickets. This goes for any live event, the NFL, college football, which is back, the WNBA, music festivals, concerts, really you name it. SeatGeek literally does all the labor, and they rate their own tickets on a scale of 1 to 10, with the green dots meaning the best deals and the yellow, orange, red ones meaning you probably should reconsider. Also, all of their tickets are backed by their buyer's guarantee, so you can feel secure getting your spot. Click the link in my description box below and download the app where you can have my code automatically added to your account. You can literally use it later. That's promo code Swishout2025 for 10% off any tickets. Do it now. This is for a limited time only.
And I'm like, who am I spending my next 5 years with? I had just signed that deal. You had just signed the deal. I feel like we were secure, but everything else around us was going to shit. Players forcing trades. We got bringing Ben Simmons. He's back. Like, it was just so much
Stuff going on.
bullshit around us. I feel like we were locked in on the same page and understanding like, well, we're trying to do something special here.
One thing that's glaring about this century's Eastern Conference is just how many times injuries played a major factor in the demise of this conference. Derrick Rose, at like 21 years old, he led his team to back-to-back first seeds, and it ended tragically. The Pacers, led by Paul George, they looked like the closest thing to actually challenging the Heatles, and it ended tragically. Boston's demise last year, it did feel imminent as far as the salary part, but just like clockwork, their last year together ended tragically. Literally Jason Tatum's first game, it was supposed to be some type of exciting chapter in the Eastern Conference, and it looked like this. LeBron left the conference in 2018, and well, the next dominant player in the East, he immediately took the baton. From the time Bron left, Milwaukee, led by Giannis, they had a 4-year span where they were the most dominant, consistent team in the NBA. And right after they won their first NBA championship, it feels like it ended as soon as it got started. Indiana made it very clear last year, no, this wasn't a fluke. But just like that, it damn near feels like the window closed right as it began. The Western Conference last year was one of the most competitive playoff races that I've ever seen. And the East, it was cool. But bro, in a span of just 4 months, from the time the regular season ended in April all the way up until now, August, look at how a strong conference got significantly stronger and a weak conference immediately got all-time weak. 3 of the top 5 teams in the East last year either lost their best player or their second best player heading into this year. Meanwhile, out West, the second seed last year added Kevin Durant. The team with the best player in the world, they finally got him a backup center and much needed depth, and they patched holes. I don't have to believe in the Clippers, but they do have a fun team on paper. And the team that got clowned all last year, they got the #1 pick in a draft with a prospect that seems like he can be generational. I seen this comment on Reddit that, to me, summed up this century's conference gap perfectly. In the East, you can make those impulsive, mortgaging your future moves that essentially allows for you to skip steps in a conference that's so weak. Whereas in the West, where great sometimes still isn't good enough, the longevity of your roster construction clearly is a lot more prevalent. Think about it like this. If you look at the top individual seasons since Michael Jordan left, 7 of the 10 teams are all Western Conference teams. The top 7 teams are all West teams. 2 out of those few Eastern Conference teams, what exactly do they have in common? They were microwave teams that really had short spans. In 2008, when the Celtics made this move, they went all the way from the worst team in the conference to the best. Still to this day, the greatest following season turnaround ever. And not to take away from that accomplishment, but a big reason for that was the state of the conference and how up for grabs it just was at that time. The year before that, a 22-year-old LeBron with this roster made the finals in that conference. Once he made the finals, it proved to be one of the most lopsided finals of all time.
Has there ever been a bigger disparity between the 2 conferences than there is this year, between the West and the East? I firmly believe that 4 or 5 teams from the West could beat Cleveland in a series. I just think the West is that good right now.
And this theme of the West just obliterating the best the East has to offer has actually been more common than you probably even realize. Since Jordan retired, and I keep using that because that seems to be when the East really nosedove, but we've had 4 sweeps. They've all been Western Conference teams. In that same time span, we've had 7 gentlemen sweeps. 5 of them have been Western Conference teams. Most of these that I can remember always felt like one superstar out East dragging mediocrity all the way until they met what looked to be Goliath out West. Also, what makes it even worse for the East is basically how the deception of the conference gaps directly ties to the drafts. Get this, since 2000, 11 teams in the Eastern Conference were below 500 and still made the playoffs. Do you know how many we've actually had out West? 2. 1 in the bubble and 1 in the form of a play-in tournament. This really hurts their future and their drafts because they don't draft based off of where they really are. Mediocre to bad teams disguised as playoff teams in a conference filled with that exact same thing.
We was gonna beat the shit out of Bron. I'm telling you, if you do an interview with anybody from the Cavs, there was one team they did not want to see on the East.
Which y'all?
They did not want to see us. Me and Kyrie, we matching up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Brad over JR.
Yeah.
You got Bron over Trevor Reeves. I'm taking, you know who.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Love and Marquise Morris. I'm taking Kevin Love, but Marquise Morris can shoot threes and post up.
Yeah.
I'm taking Gortat over Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They're the same player.
And our bench was deeper than theirs.
Bro, I'm from the DMV, so I know firsthand exactly what John Wall means to the city. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a team that, even in one of the easiest conferences back then, the team never even won 50 games. The year John Wall is talking about is 2017. That was the Wizards' best year with John Wall. And that specific year, 2017, that was arguably LeBron's easiest run to the finals. In 2017, everyone knew it was going to be Cleveland and Golden State Part 3. And this time with Kevin Durant, it was imminent. But competition parity-wise, everywhere else outside of those two teams, it might have been the worst year of the 2010s. Golden State was just so dominant that, well, they literally had zero resistance en route to the finals. They lost 0 games. But in the East, where John Wall actually spoke like this, let me show you exactly how much of a joke it really was. The first seed was led by a 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. That Celtics team won 53 games. And to me, in the first round, they were literally about to lose to this experimental Chicago Bulls team. Nobody talks about this forgotten failed Big Three, but one of the most forgotten moments about this specific Bulls team is the fact that they went up 2-0 against the first seeded Celtics, and then Rondo got hurt and they never won another game. That is just how bad and how winnable the Eastern Conference was even back then. And how I told you, Golden State only lost 1 game en route to the finals that year. Well, Cleveland, they only lost 1 game to that soft-ass Eastern Conference. 2018, the following season, that's when we finally got what looked to be the next generation of the Eastern Conference. And look at how short-lived this era truly was. The 76ers got back-to-back #1 picks. The 76ers won 50 games in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons' first year together, and they looked like they could destroy the conference for years. I know it's a meme now, but when Colin said this at that time, I promise you,
and I
it made
when
some
Ben
sense.
Simmons was playing. And I am more interested in watching Ben Simmons tomorrow night than I am watching LeBron tonight. Hey, LeBron, we're good, bro. You can go.
First year together, the team wins 50 games. Second year together, they literally lose by this 1 shot. And their last year together, they literally won the first seed, and Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid could have simultaneously won DPOY and MVP. And just like that, it was basically done. The window closed right as it was beginning. Obviously, Ben Simmons' career didn't age exactly how we would have wanted. And to be honest, neither has Joel Embiid's. But I don't think people understand exactly how dominant this duo was from the moment they stepped foot on the court together when they played. This duo basically won 70% of their games together. And that's higher than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and multiple great recent duos that we've seen. Even when that duo ended, we still got what looked to be an improved version of this duo because James Harden actually shot. And James Harden and Joel Embiid's first full season together, Joel Embiid wins MVP. This team wins the 2nd seed in the conference. James Harden leads the league in assists and Joel Embiid leads the league in scoring. That's the first time that's happened in 40 years. And just like that, something that seemed like it could be special ended right as it began. The crazy thing is, I'm not even just talking about this specific duo. I'm talking about Joel Embiid's career. Since Joel Embiid won MVP and the following season he came back even better, this man has played a total of 58 games. Like him or not, Joel Embiid is one of the most dominant bigs this conference and really this league has ever seen. And we really only got a total of 6 full seasons of him, somewhat.
Or is it elsewhere? And that process is continuing, Pete. There's been some very real conversations over the last week or so. The constant question that Giannis has, though, is can I win a championship with this roster?
Giannis has easily been the most dominant player in the conference since LeBron's left. But in like 12, 13 years, we've only seen him in the conference finals twice. Miami made multiple finals and conference finals, but it's always felt like Coach Spo and Jimmy Butler overachieving as opposed to something really built to last and realistically win it all. Going back to this comment, well, it's true. Boston showed us first, Miami showed us second, and Brooklyn could have showed us last. Brooklyn created this trio, and it looked like they could have breezed into an NBA championship. And, well, You know the story.
Break and check on Kyrie Irving when we come back.
Yes, we do have some fun Eastern Conference teams. Atlanta, they can make some noise with Trey probably having his most complete core. The Pistons, they can take another leap in year 2. Orlando did add Desmond Bane, and we still have the Knicks and Cleveland. But it's still relatively weak compared to the West. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comment section exactly how you feel about this crazy conference gap. To me, it's the worst I've ever seen it. Follow my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.